No, what it is, Jim Riley, Joe Zillick, Harry Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ Dave, Perlita Quinwan, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, 1961, Oyster Cracker Man, Bitted Bet, 4 Blue Boy Boxes, GPS, Paso, Robo, Rapist Night, Red Randy, Red Gordon, and Ellery, Jim Hall, Bill Duvall. What it is, Bernard and Joe. Bernard, Brian already said and warned you guys, you're not doing it right. And you torture people, Bernard. It's painful. Then why do you keep doing it, Bernard? When I'm telling you you're doing it wrong, Brian's telling you you're doing it wrong. They have marks and shows abuse on the kids when you keep doing it, Bernard. Why do you keep doing it, Bernard, with your team? When you know you're doing it wrong, Bernard. And you torture people, GPS Rapist Night, Joe, All American. Then you guys chase off the people and make them mad or upset, Bernard, that know what they're doing. Because they've had to sit there and watch you guys do this 3 or 4 or 5 times in a row and destroy the cities, Bernard. It's painful, Bernard, when it used to not be. That's why you're stupid, Bernard, for being a dumb fucking racist 400 or 500 billion times in a row and coming up with a bullshit story, Bernard. With Joe, Bernard. When Brian and them have warned you, you're not doing it right, Bernard. Could it possibly be that you guys stole it, Bernard? And killed people with it, Bernard? For your bullshit story of proof, Bernard and Joe? Bernard? If it's painful and it's torturing people, you shouldn't do it. You should seek professional help and ask questions and research it, Bernard, instead of amassing a big pile of shit with Dave and saying, it's all mine. I'm fighting a war because I'm fag and I'm better than you. And fucking up everybody's life, Bernard, and making them live in fucking pain and hell and misery for no fucking reason. That's what that means, Bernard. We're not gonna leave it till we prove. You mean force a result because you guys know you're pedophiles and rapists and fag? What, whispering fag at night? Mary Joe, Pickett Street, Jamaica Street, Google Duncan? Bernard, people are getting sick and tired of being blamed for things they didn't do. Because Bernard, not everybody wanted to be a carny and carny card and put in a torture box or be country and western or be separated from their friends and people that do what they're doing. They didn't want their stuff stolen from them, Bernard. They didn't want ghetto life, Bernard. And so when some African Americans or mixed people or Spanish people don't want anything to do with that culture and try to break away from it, Bernard, and you hillbilly Hicks and Joe and them force people in it so they can, there's a reason why, because you guys don't want those, us to rejoin our family members that separated us from Bernard, or those girls you guys fucked and made sick. Bernard. Just so you guys can insert Perlita in the Indian and Jordan as the pure ones, Bernard. See, Bernard, if you left people's stuff alone and didn't steal it and do all that stupid shit, Bernard, people would have a better life. If you respected people, Bernard, and didn't destroy that stuff in the data set, Bernard, you could have actually learned to do it the right way. But instead, faggot Robo Knight and you, Bernard, Joe, 61 amphibious base man, experimentator man, amphibious base man, Antilla man, fuck up everybody's life because you guys want to continuously fight this religious war with those cults, Bernard. It means you stole it, Bernard, and the group of you guys don't know what you're doing. For a stupid excuse, I'm sick and tired of them winning. It wasn't about winning, Bernard. It was setting something up so we didn't have to be sick and in misery, Bernard. But you chased off Brian and all of our friends and red redundant hillbilly rapist repeater. I wonder why some of those fathers and families got pissed off, Bernard. out here. Because when they came and visited their friends or family, you guys would fucking grift them and fucking torture them, huh, Bernard? Did the same thing happen in Texas, Joe? Steal some stuff, come up in behind from, Mexico, Bernard, with your movie set there too, huh, Bernard, the Carney? Aurora Central Debate Team 70s Club? Torture some Hollywood celebrities too, Bernard, because you thought you were a better singer? Perlita? Starting to see, Perlita and Dave, you're the thieves and the mass murderers with Bernard and the Robo Knight and Ellery's and, that team that you guys got running around with the cults and the churches? Bernard? So when you don't do something correctly, Joe, and people advise you, even your own family members and people probably who are once your friends, that you keep fucking over, which means you've always fucked people over out here and lied to keep us from having our stuff all decent and keep from getting sick. It means you're having a party, Joe, the whole time, all-American show-off of fag, Zion, Eden, and Atlantis at other people's expense. 19 trillion of it, of your fag show, about how great you guys think you are. So, Bernard, that means you're a terrorist, Bernard, when you don't take good advice and you torture people and make them live in pain to prove a fucking point, when it means you're a fucking liar with Ellery, and you guys committed a terrorist attack against a hospital or a school or whatever the fuck it was, when they were trying to set it up and make it decent for everybody, just so you could go around and fuck and go through other people's stuff and make up stories and get people to do stupid shit, Bernard. Maybe those families didn't want their kids turned into Carney, Bernard, when they were already having enough problems down there and up here, and in Colorado or whatever. All the fun stuff destroyed by you hillbilly hicks of fucking sports and shit. So, Experimentator Man and All Attila Man, I think you've been had with Riley and that group. And if you're not going to do it right, then we'll all look like shit and be in misery, Bernard. And they're going to put you all in as your god. There, Bernard, Ellery, Elton, Dawn, Amphibious Baseman, and Perlita as God. But you'll be the dumbest fucking ones to ever exist. For stealing people's stuff and not knowing what they're doing, and then running around like it's a big mockery and a joke. Bernard, Joe. Like I said, Joe, maybe it's a message from your father, my great-great-grandfather, how big of a fuck-up you are for doing what you've done out here, Stan, Joe. Because the people save your lives and you make yourselves sick for meaningless, noisy fucking protest about how some reality existed so Joe can run his rape barn again. Destroy everything we worked for, Joe. So you can insert the assholes that were never there. The golden field instead of your family members. So you could show off and be a dumb fucking prick and under the sun. And show what, a Negro? Place me with 3 of them that never was? That's how big of a dumb fuck you're getting, dude. So I would have followed Brian's advice instead of being a dumbass and learn how to do it right, Bernard, because you guys did at one point. But I guess you were too spoiled and it just wasn't good enough, huh? So smash everything up and wreck everything that they tried to set in. So I bet some fathers and stuff want to know. Yeah, that Joe and Harry and Bridges were fucking rapists swapping shit around. Hovering Bridges. And a shitty vampire story. So he can try to show up NATO and destroy everybody's shit. Because he was a dumb fuck in an airplane. Remote control Joe, Harry, Bernard. Always that ego. And that's that ego that keeps people from having fun. Joe, and you wanted it to be fun. So I would have listened to Brian. Because some of them probably knew what they were saying, but instead I think you guys tried to frame him and get him locked up. And so those people, once they figure it out, Joe and Harry, let you have your hillbilly ways and then they go their way and sit there on the other side and watch your shit mess fucking collapse from underneath you.